Reasonable, articulable suspicion of criminal activity. Crime in Arizona is defined by a misdemeanor or a felony.
Welcome to the channel, everyone. Welcome to Reasonable Search. Today, I have a video from D from his channel. And interestingly enough, D, one of his subscribers, gets stopped by the Apache Junction, in Arizona, Apache Junction PD. And they get stopped by the police and decide to call the press, call D out. So we're going to go ahead and check out this interaction between and answer questions.
All right, guys, so one of my subscribers called me, and we are now out here to flex on some piggies right now. They pulled these people over for allegedly criminal speeding. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I don't have nothing to talk to you.
Now, this is good because the officers could have, I'm glad to see that they didn't try to, that flex on the, revised statutes of parking on the side of the road, the side of the highway, unless it's an emergency. And they have enough officers out there, and so they're just going to let D do his thing. And of course, in D's, defense, he's coming out there most likely with the idea that these people are going to release the truck to him. So that is a reason for him to be at the scene.
So they're arresting the driver for failing to ID, and they're claiming that they're arresting her because she didn't have a seatbelt on, you guys. Now we have the Apache Junction Police Department, and now we have Pinal County Sheriffs out here. So they're threatening, they're going to arrest both of them. Hey, you guys, my advice would be get out, let them arrest you. I'll take your truck. Hey, let them do it. Hey, let them arrest you. Let them arrest you. Don't fight them. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Okay, calm down. Just calm down.
You see, now props to D on this. She's going to go ahead and go into the theatrics right away. And I guess she was thinking that D was going to just go ahead and, antagonize and encourage her to resist. But quite the opposite. He's giving her good advice to go with it, to go with the arrest. And what he's doing is de-escalating. It didn't turn out to be the way she wanted. I think that she thought he was just going to go ahead and help her not be arrested, or, in her mind, it just didn't work out that way.
I'm down. It's all right. I got you. I'll take your truck if you need me to.
Yes, please.
It's not a big deal.
Yes,
just don't fight him. That's not going to make anything better. Hey, man, just let him arrest you, dude. You're not making anything.
Let go of my fingers. You're squishing my fingers. You're squishing my fingers, please. Let go of me. I'm not.
All right, you guys. So one of my subscribers called me, and I drove all the way out here right now for this.
I don't want them searching my vehicle.
I mean,
illegal search and seizure.
It would be, because I'm going to take possession of it. They're allowed to do what's called a plain view search, but you start rifling.
Look, there's going to be some liability involved in this. This department, Apache Junction, is not going to go ahead and release the vehicle to D. It's just not going to happen. These folks are subscribers. They called them to the scene. Liability-wise, they're not just going to go ahead and release it to anybody who comes out to the scene. And when we're talking about a search here, D mentions this plain view search, but a vehicle, both getting arrested, a vehicle inventory is going to be in play here because the truck is going to be towed. So they can go ahead and get in there and eventually inventory this vehicle.
You're not going to, he's giving me possession of it. I'll take it. Why not? You can't, it's not up to you. You pulled him over for speeding. Department policy. Wow. You got this?
Yeah.
Stay here, record these guys.
Fully, Darian would like to sit at the table with the.
You guys, he's getting arrested for criminal speed, allegedly. And she got arrested for not wanting to identify, even though she did give her ID at some point, but for not wanting to identify because she didn't have her seatbelt on.
So there we go. It's going to be a probable cause citation for the seatbelt. And that may, I don't really know in Arizona. I know in my state that that's going to be a civil infraction, but then it's going to go ahead and become criminal for the failure to ID. And so that is an arrestable offense. And so the driver also has criminal speeding, which in Arizona is 20 miles over, becomes criminal speeding. And it can be an arrestable offense, although you often issue a citation in lieu of arrest. And there is criteria, or should be criteria, if an officer feels that they are not eligible for a citation. For example, they have failure to appear on their history, then they wouldn't be eligible. They don't go to court anyway, so they're going to be arrested as opposed to being issued a citation.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion of criminal activity. Crime in Arizona is defined by a misdemeanor or a felony. It ain't a misdemeanor or a felony to not have your seatbelt on.
Well, again, in this is not a Terry stop. This is not, she was identified for the seatbelt violation to receive a citation. So now it becomes a criminal offense when you fail to identify upon probable cause. So that wasn't the standard. They did not need specific reasonable articulable suspicion to identify. So this is not a Terry stop. This is a stop based on probable cause.
Oh, there's the supervisor. He's good. He's used to cameras, dude. Stop. Wow, this looks really bad, you guys. Oh, that's not good. So the officer just came up and said, nobody's touched anything. There's a long meth straw on the floor or something like that.
So a meth straw. This could get interesting.
Didn't want him to search it. What is a meth straw? I've never heard of that.
It's just a normal straw. So that officer just said that no one's touched anything. There's like a mesh straw laying on the floorboard. Now you guys have every right to go through the fucking vehicle.
Yeah.
Right there, that's Direct D's sidekick, Tempe against police violence. He's normally quiet and lets Direct D have the floor, but over here he's chiming in. So there are a few ways. We already mentioned that they can get into the vehicles. One is that vehicle inventory. Two, if they see some contraband or weapons in the plain view, they can go in and seize it. Why? Because it's no time. They've already ruled that there's really no time to get a warrant. Because why? Because this is a vehicle. It's not going to be there any longer. So they can go in and seize that. Two, the last part, you can always do a canine sniff. There's no time limit here because both the passenger and the driver are in custody. So you can always do a canine sniff of that vehicle.
Never heard of a meth straw. Well, that sucks, huh?
He was even like, you said this is a meth straw.
Yeah, they're going to want to definitely find some shit. So make sure you're paying attention to what they're recording and stuff so they don't try to say that there's evidence. So they found a straw and said that it was a meth straw. Hey, man, what's a meth straw?
What does it sound like?
I had never heard no shit like that. A meth straw.
Sound like something you used to smoke drugs.
Hey, look, my name's Christopher Ruff. We don't want no problems with the sheriffs. Kind of like you guys. The only one we don't like is Frank. So That's why we're out here. We ain't here to. We're Apache Junction, you guys. So can we get a display of what a mess straw looks like? Excuse me.
I didn't locate a mess straw.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew I heard you say this is supposed to be a mess straw.
Sounds like an uneducated individual's presumption of what something is.
Right. So it's usually not meth paraphernalia, but a straw is used to ingest opiates. There is a method to heat pills up on aluminum foil and then use a straw to ingest the pill. So foil, a straw, and lighters together could be paraphernalia in the case of ingesting opiates, not normally used, for meth. In this case, it was probably just what it was, a big gulp straw. But I think Directy already knows that he's not going to be able to uncover much here. There really isn't going to be much to see in the way of helping these subscribers out.
I'm out of here, though. Have a good day, man. Well, there's that, folks.
Yeah, and there it is. I mean, it was an effort. He tried to come in and see if he could save the day. The subscribers thought that he would save the day. But it turned out at that point that the officers over there at Apache Junction had a case and they went with it. So, so the jury's still out on that to see if it even makes sense. If you're stopped by the police, if you want to go ahead and call the First Amendment order out to the scene, that's definitely something that you might try to do. I don't think it worked out for these folks. Actually, we could see it didn't really work out. They're going to be arrested and towed at this point. But hey, thanks for watching. This was my first time using the StreamYard application, so I was checking this out for some possible lives in the future. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel in the past, leaving comments and sharing and giving those thumbs up. I really appreciate you, to all my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed and you like this type of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the notification bell to be notified when I put out new content.